Good evening. I'm student meteorologist Paxton Fell.
I'm student meteorologist Jay Kimball. You know what today starts, Paxton?
What is it?
Fabulous fall.
I'm so excited.
I know, right?
Yes.
Especially since all the cool weather is coming in. No more summer, all fall-like weather. Some cooler temperatures are expected for our area and most areas in the Northeast as well.
And our humidity is not going to be as strong as it was over the summer. So this is exciting.
Yes, no more sweaty weather, just fall leaves and falling stuff.
So what about that football game we experienced on Saturday?
Whew, that was a thriller indeed. We managed to get the win in overtime against the Clemson Tigers, so that was really brilliant.
I lost my voice, but it's back, so you guys don't have to worry about that.
Yes, we all managed to grab ourselves up, bring our voices, bring our lovely smiling faces back to the studio on Monday for this fall-like episode.
Which is fantastic. And guess what?
What, Paxton?
The weather was awesome as well on Saturday.
Oh, yes.
For kickoff.
Yes, no rain, just really cool temperatures. Temperatures in the 80s was very fabulous for most of us, and not sweaty weather indeed.
I know, and on top of everything off, we won. We were victorious, still at that #1 school. So
even though we theoretically all had heart attacks in the game, I know I definitely had one watching it. I was terrified until the end, and we all just celebrated like Tallahassee was just absolutely happy for our Seminoles.
I know. So do you have any plans for this fall?
Oh yeah, I got plenty of plans. I got tennis all this week and a big tennis tournament with all the major schools coming up on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm looking forward to all the cool temperatures.
Yeah. But we're going to go take this on for an overview with Daniel.
Thanks a lot, Paxton. Well, right now we're going to see that fall has just come, and we're going to take a look at our today's high and low and check out how it compared to the averages. We saw a high of right around 90, average sitting at 87, so not too far off there, but you see the low already down to 60, and the average right now 67. That's because you just had that front that passed through just a little bit ago, which gave us some cooler temperatures there. Well, for our current conditions right now, we're sitting at 88 degrees, partly cloudy. Humidity down also because of that front that came through, and thankfully, wind's calm, so that's all nice, that right there. And satellite and radar around the state, all we really have is this little group of storms that have been hanging out in the Gulf for the past few days due to that stationary front that passed through us. And it's just given some rain to Tampa like it has been for the past few days. And as far as the headlines go, well, we got clouds moving out, hints of autumn starting to come in, but for right now we're going to send it back out to Jay and Paxton.
Thank you, Daniel. Like we said before, fall-like weather is going to be starting in the Northeast and parts of the Midwest, as well as temperatures dipping into the mid-50s and high 40s for their lows.
That's fantastic, especially for us in Florida, where we've been experiencing those 90-degree temperatures, those dew points in the upper 70s, nothing too comfortable, but it will be getting better as we get more into the fall.
Yes, we're expecting to see a lot more temperatures in the lows of middle 60s, upper 60s. Not going to see any more like 70 lows. For our highs, we're going to see a lot more mid 80s, upper 80s, but no more 90s. That is done and over with now. We truly are feeling these fall-like temperatures.
And it's just spectacular. And fall actually starts tonight at 10:29. So tomorrow is going to be the official first day. We're thankful for the last day of summer.
Yes, no more summer, all fall. As leaves start falling, we have some very special holidays coming up as well. But for more about what's happening around Tallahassee, let's take it over to Nikki.
Thanks, guys. And that's right. Fall hasn't started just yet. Actually, it'll roll on in as the night does move on out. But for current conditions, currently we're sitting at 88 degrees. So you're sitting down for dinner. It's looking quite nice. We got some partly cloudy skies. The dew point isn't too high either. So it's quite an enjoyable night if you are heading out for maybe a night on the town or just going out to dinner. One of the two, whatever you guys like to do. For the local radar, though, you can definitely start to see the storm starting to sweep on in from this cold front. Now, we do have a couple storms lingering off to the south. Really, most of central and southern Florida are seeing that stationary front. But we'll be seeing the storms also move into the picture. As you can see, these guys starting to reach Bainbridge, Mariana. We'll start to see the rain push on in overnight as well and into the morning hours. And for that, we'll have a little bit of a drop down in terms of temperature. So here's that cold front I was talking about. Here's the stationary front that has just a surplus of rain for most of central and south Florida. This cold front will be sweeping on into tonight. And also tomorrow, we'll start to see those drops in temperature. But zoom out of radar, you can really start to see the big picture of what is going on. So what's going on with the big picture? Well, it feels like fall, just a tad bit. We're seeing a couple drops in degrees. So we're reaching the 80s for a high, 89 tomorrow for the high. So we're definitely flirting with 90, but hopefully we'll stay in that 80-degree range. As that cold front does start to push on through, though, we'll also see that cold front move right back on out. And we'll start to have it push on up to the north, bringing in maybe a couple more showers to the beginning of next week. Now, moving on ahead though, futurecast, like we said, we're going to have that cold front there. But to tonight's forecast, we're really going to see those partly cloudy skies start to cloud back on up. Rain chances will go right back up, and that's because of the cold front. But we'll see some storms start to dissipate around 8 p.m. tonight. So if you are going out to dinner like we were talking about earlier, make sure you bring an umbrella, maybe even a rain jacket or two, and the winds will be remaining calm, sitting at 72 degrees for tonight. Now, for tomorrow's forecast, like I said, we'll be flirting with the 90s. So 89 is pretty darn close, but we're hoping to stay in the 80s. Mostly sunny, maybe a shower or two, just because of some daytime heating. But the winds will be remaining out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and we'll give it a 20% chance of rain for tomorrow as well. But 7-day forecast, we're expecting to see most of that rain actually hang on in for most of the week, and the rain chances go right back up into the weekend. We'll see some increasing moisture, but a cloud or two in the sky definitely for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But check out those lows. We're staying into the 60s until the end of the weekend. So Sunday, we might see a low of about 70 degrees, but our highs will remain also quite low, so in the 80s for the rest of the work week. And as Sunday moves on in, we'll see our first chance of a 90-degree temperature mark. Other than that, though, it's looking quite nice. We actually have some clouds in the sky, but it's going to be okay for the rest of the week. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it back over to Josh, though, with the look of the next couple things of weather going on. Tell me more, Josh. Tell me about the current conditions.
Well, it's actually quite nice out there if you haven't noticed today in Tallahassee. 89 degrees right now, 77 in Orlando, 85 in Miami. Well, that is because they have plenty of clouds to go around down there with plenty of showers moving onshore from the Gulf down to Central Florida today. But across the Panhandle today, we had a lot more sunshine today, very little clouds. If you were out there today, you saw crystal clear skies most of the day today. So it felt hot because we had low dew points. So that heats up faster. So it definitely felt a little bit warmer out there, but not humid. So it was kind of a give and take there for this time of year. We're just starting to get into the fall conditions. Humidity right now, 39% in Tallahassee. That's not bad at all. 76 in Savannah, though, because you can definitely see the line of rain stretch right here across the southeast. So the rain's just to our west. We'll see if it makes it here tonight, but that's associated with the front that's going to push through our area later tonight and into tomorrow. You can see the high humidity again with all that moisture in Central Florida down near Orlando, Tampa, and then down into Fort Myers. So let's take a look at that radar again. Like I was mentioning, the rain mainly to our west and north. So we'll see if that makes it into our region tonight and into tomorrow. And again, you can see that streaming moisture across much of South Florida. So watch out for some heavy rainfall, flooding concerns possible across much of the Okeechobee area down to Fort Myers and Naples. Rough drive on 75 as well as State Road 60 across Central Florida. So here's that front I was talking about. It's going to start feeling a little bit more like fall just in time. We have that fall equinox coming out tonight. It's going to start feeling like fall low dew points. Not extremely low, 60s. So it's going to feel pleasant. Not going to feel absolutely perfect, but it'll feel nice. A nice break from the heat. And then the front really doesn't make it that far into Central Florida. So you down in Tampa, you got to wait a little bit longer just until you get that low dew point. But even here in Tallahassee, we're still not going to feel tremendous fall-like conditions. We were 49 on this date. We're definitely not going to feel that. We'll be in the mid to upper 60s tonight across much of the Big Bend region and Tallahassee area. Here's the water vapor imagery. There's that front clearly defined right here, all that dry air in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. So that's going to be moving our direction starting tomorrow and into Wednesday. It's going to feel quite pleasant in our area. For tonight, 67, like I was mentioning, mainly mid to upper 60s in our area, but look at Atlanta, 59 in Tupelo. That feels great for this time of year. I would take that any day. 74 Orlando, quite humid still in Central Florida. For tomorrow, mainly upper 80s around here and across much of the southeast. Rain showers expected across much of Central Florida. Once again, 79 in Atlanta with plenty of sunshine to go around. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Josh. I love seeing all the fall-like temperatures start coming into the southeast.
I do too. But to get away for fall for a little bit, we're going to talk about some weather history.
Yes, indeed. We're going to start off with Cleveland, Ohio. Back in 1998, they have 9.54 inches of rain for the month. That breaks the old September record of 9.3 inches.
That's a lot of rain. And another fun fact is in Oklahoma City, there was 0.03 inches of rain that ended a 54 dry spell in that area. So
yes,
even that 0.054 is very tiny compared to the other one.
Yeah, compared to 2 years ago back in Cleveland, Ohio. A lot of rain for them, but no rain for Oklahoma City. So they definitely need a lot more of the Cleveland rains. You might want to break it in half, give rain to each area, and they'll be really set for most of the moisture.
Yeah. So, is there going to be rain in our area? How about you tell us about that?
Well, we're talking a little bit more about a national look all across the nation right now. You're starting to see 89 in Tallahassee. That's because all of the cold front that made its way through the area. And a lot more falling temperatures, like I said earlier on the desk. Starting to see 79 in Albuquerque, 87 in Dallas, 93 in San Antonio. And I'm going to step out the way a little bit more for 24-hour temperature change. You are seeing a lot more temperature like areas start coming a little bit more. You're starting to see -9 in Atlanta, -9 in Memphis, and also in Washington, D.C. That's the biggest one. Washington, D.C. got -13 for 24-hour temperature change. That's 13 degrees lower in the past 24 hours. That's a big drop. And you saw Salt Lake City being at 11 for a raise in their temperature. Today's highs, 80 in Denver, 80 in Albuquerque. Phoenix gets the winter, 99 degrees. It may be fall later on tonight, but again, it's a little more like summer over in Phoenix and parts of New Orleans and also in Tallahassee as well. It's actually 9 degrees respectively. For UV index, Seattle, I'm jealous of you. 1 is your UV index. Starting to see 9 in Albuquerque. Over in Northeast, which is seeing more of the impact about the fall temperatures. Washington, D.C., you're at 5. Boston and Detroit, you're also at 5 for your UV index. We're going to take a look at the radar right now. For the four corners, you're seeing a lot more moisture in the area for Albuquerque and parts of Phoenix, which is why you are seeing a lot more hotter temperatures. But over in Central and South Florida, you're seeing a lot more rain in the area because the cold front still makes its way through the southeast, and also as well as a little player right here, a little more of a dry front coming way over the southeast. We're going to zoom in just a little bit more about the Central and South Florida. You are seeing a lot more rain in the area. It's going to be in the area for quite some time until later on tonight when it moves away out the area. And like I said before, that dry front will be coming in for Tallahassee, so we expect to get showers later on tonight, about 30% chance of that for Tallahassee. We're going to go over to the northeast where you're starting to see, look, nothing. Absolutely nothing except for a couple of scattered showers here and there, but for the most part, you're seeing a lot more fall-like temperatures. And we're taking it over to the four corners. We're starting to see a lot more moisture over the parts of the west. And again, like more of a national look about that in just a bit right here. Here we go. A lot more moisture started coming for the west, four corners and parts of the southeast. Now, for airport delays, you're actually 98 as the airport delay in New York City, 98 minutes. So again, a lot of airport delays. Make sure you stay tuned for all the airports in New York. For tonight's forecast, you're seeing 69 in New Orleans, 67 in Tallahassee. That's a very lovely number for tonight's forecast. And 68 in San Antonio. Going to tomorrow, you're seeing 89 in San Antonio, 86 in New Orleans, 102 in Phoenix. I'm sorry you're not feeling those fall temperatures just yet, but when you get later on in the or the month, you're gonna see a lot more fall temperatures, a lot cooler temperatures for Phoenix. But let's take it over to Ian now with our next local.
Thank you, Jay. Now we're going to move on into the local for today's almanac. We started out the day a little bit on the cool side, but we quickly warmed up. 90 degrees was our high for today, so definitely was a scorcher out there. With the average around 87, we were a little bit above average, but we have some relief in store for you tonight with a dry front that's going to be moving on through. That's going to be cooling temperatures down for the next few days. Currently outside, 89 in Tallahassee, a warm 89, 89 in Monticello, 82 down here in Perry. You can see we have 94 in Wilma, so definitely a warm in Wilma. But temperatures up here near Bainbridge and Mariana are a little bit cooler because they have that dry front already moving over and bringing lots of cloud cover, which is what you're going to be expecting in Tallahassee tonight, and a good bit of rain. For the dew points, they're showing that things are a little bit on the muggy side right now. We have 61 in Tallahassee, 68 in St. Mark's, 65 here in Monticello, so a bit muggy out there, but dry air is going to be moving in. I promise you that. We'll be moving in over the night, giving us a lot better conditions in terms of how it feels outside. Currently, satellite and radar, you can see here, we're kind of in a gap here between some clouds. We have this is the dry front to our northwest right here. You can see all those clouds over Mariana right there. So this will be moving over us as the night progresses, increasing our rain chances by a bit. This will not be bringing us a whole lot of rain like you're used to for certain cold fronts, but definitely bringing us some drier air in store for the next day. So here is the future cast. This is what is going to be going on the next few days. It's going to be feeling like fall once this moves on through. You can see here, this cold front is going to push on through tomorrow morning, and then it's going to kind of stall out a little bit, but it's going to be north of us, and it's going to be giving us dry air for the next few days. But rain chances still are going to be lingering around in the 30s, But for the most part, dry air, and it's going to be feeling like fall. As today is the September equinox, so we're in autumn now, and it's going to start feeling like it. For tonight's forecast, mostly cloudy with that 20% chance of rain, 68 degrees. So we're dipping into the 60s, which is something you should all be looking forward to. And for tomorrow's forecast, limited storm activity, about 20% chance of rain. So rain chances are a little bit they're a little bit low, but there's still a chance for it. You can see the temperatures tomorrow will be in the 80s. That's a relief, right? 86 in Tallahassee, 86 in St. Mark, down in Caribou, 85 degrees. So you're going to be feeling a lot better tomorrow with those temperatures ranging in the mid to upper 80s. So we're not going to be dipping into the 90s tomorrow. So something you definitely are all looking forward to. For the beach forecast, you're seeing here northeast winds 5-10 miles per hour. It's going to be on the cooler side. Water's going to be nice, so it should be a good day on the beach for if you were traveling out there. On the water, similar conditions with mostly sunny. Some isolated storms are possible. That 7-day forecast shows a good weather for the next few days. Look at that, 89 for the high tomorrow. We're in the 80s for early in the week. It's something you're looking forward to. 30% chance of rain. Moisture increases as we move on into the weekend, but for the most part, you're looking at a beautiful week. Now we're going to send it back to the desk with Nikki and Josh with more on hurricanes.
Thanks, Ian, and man, that forecast does look great.
It does look pretty nice. We're seeing some nice temperatures.
And you know what? The tropics have nothing to do with that forecast.
Not at all. They're actually quite quiet right now.
Really quiet, and we're just now leaving the peak of the hurricane season, September 10th.
Right, so we're right on the brink, going on downstream, and really nothing in sight either.
And even on September 10th, we really didn't have any storms either a couple weeks
No.
ago. It's been relatively quiet. We've only had 5 hurricanes. Well, 5 named storms, and all 5 became hurricanes.
Right, and that one was a fishtail. Eduardo was a fishtail.
And it became a major hurricane, our first one of the season, for
Right.
about 5 hours, but it was still a major hurricane.
5 hours at a Category 3. That's
Speaking
right.
of major hurricane, this date, back in 1989, I'm sure many of you remember this one, Hurricane Hugo.
I remember that one.
It's
Very
Charleston,
clearly.
South Carolina, Category 4 hurricane. Nothing to mess around with that one.
That flooding that occurred there, Charleston, South Carolina is on the lower end to begin with in terms of
Yeah.
elevation. So the flooding was just tremendous. It was not
Absolutely.
exactly a fun thing to go through.
Absolutely. So right now we're going to send it right back up to the wall with Paxton.
Thank you, guys. Well, right now it is 89 degrees in Tallahassee, so we are creeping back up to those 90-degree temperatures, but our morning lows are nowhere near that. They're in the low 60s, which is quite a bit of relief for us. Relative humidity, look, it is 39 in Tallahassee. When was the last time we had that? Probably quite some time ago. So it is nice to be experiencing these kind of temperatures, right, or these kind of relative humidities and temperatures at the moment. Satellite and radar is showing that we do have a bit of offshore showers in central Florida, and they are pushing onshore, and this is due to that stationary front that is still in that area, but it is slowly moving off. And closer up, we can also see these showers off to the offshore and then moving to the east as the day goes on. We do have a bit of showers surrounding Tallahassee. Here's that stationary front moisture. And then off over here, coming in as the day progresses, is the showers associated with that cold front. And this cold front does not have a lot of moisture associated with it as other cold fronts do, which is good for us because we don't like to have those umbrellas and rain boots with us all the time. Again, here's that cold front line of showers right here, and then that stationary front line of showers right there as well, not affecting our area too much. We do have this cold front that is moving towards our area, and we have the feels like fall temperatures coming in for us as well, which is great since tomorrow is that first day of fall. So it's coming at the proper time, and it is moving a little slow, but it is bringing a little bit of moisture, not as much as usual, and it is bringing those cooler temperatures with it and those drier temperatures as well, especially for this morning lows, which are in the low 60s, which is fantastic for us because we don't like those 70-degree temperatures in the morning. For tonight, we have 67 in Tallahassee. So again, we are still in those 60s, which is great for us. We like those temperatures. And we have the mid-70s, but in Key West, we do have 80 right now. So they're not as low as we are, but they're getting there. For tomorrow, we have 89 in Tallahassee. We still are creeping up back to the 90s as we will get there at the end of the week. And we have 80s, high 80s all around the board. And we do have some showers, especially over central Florida as compared to our area. But we will be a little sunny, about 30% chance of rain for tomorrow and for the next couple of days. But those rain chances will be increasing as the day goes on. But for now, we're going to hand this off over to Daniel because he is the pumpkin master.
That's right. We're going to be talking about pumpkins today in autumn, but unfortunately for us, it's not here right now. It might come because of the date, September 22nd is the autumn equinox, but our temperatures and the weather right now is not really feeling too autumnish. You see, we still have those temperatures in the 90s. The high still hanging around, the low is still hanging right around 70. So it still feels a lot like summer. You see, day and night are the same length tonight, and days will continue to get shorter, as you guys know, with the equinox here. And hey, apples and pumpkins are in season right now, so those are the foods you're going to want coming up towards fall time. Now, I had the boating forecast up here. We're not really going to talk about that. We're taking a look at sunrise and sunset right here. You see, it's about 12 hours apart. That's because it is the autumn equinox, so we're going to see 12 hours of sunlight everywhere on the planet right now, so it's all the same everywhere. But while we're right here, we'll go ahead and look at the boating forecast. We still got winds 5 to 10 knots, waves real calm, so any last summer boating plans, probably get them out of the way now before it gets too cold out on the water. And for the water vapor, you can see that this front everyone's been talking about passing through, and you see this other one up here that's passing through Macon, Albany, and Dothan right now. It's going to bring a lot of dry air. It might feel a little bit more like autumn when that passes. And for our satellite and radar, sees down here is those storms we were all been talking about earlier. That's all we really having weather-wise in Florida right now. It's really just giving storms off in Tampa and maybe in Orlando. They're getting just a little bit. But as far as the southeast goes, Macon, Albany, and Dothan, and even Pensacola is all getting a little bit of that front that is passing through right now. So that's not really too good news for them. It is coming our way. It might bring us some rain. You just saw the 7-day a few times already. About 30 to 40% chance of rain all week. So some of that will be associated with that front. Our current temperatures right now, 89. You see how this really isn't feeling like summer right now. Like autumn right now. We have 89 there, and as we look further up, it looks a little bit more like it up there, and Macon sitting at 69 degrees, not even 70. It is raining there though, so we do need to take that into account when we look at this. Same thing with all along here, Georgia, as we get into the panhandle over there. It's going to be a little bit lower temperatures, about below 80, even over as you get into Jay over there. They're still going to be sitting right about 70 degrees there. For tonight, it's about 67 is going to be our low. Still not feeling too much like fall because we expect to see lows like this as you see over Meridian. 50, that'd be something we'd expect for fall there. And for Macon, they're going to see 60 degrees there, Savannah 64. And if we look down to the south, it's looking just like Florida down there. It's 74 for both Orlando and Tampa. Same thing with Gainesville at 67, Jacksonville, they're both seeing some pretty nice lows there for tonight. But we're going to go ahead and send it back to the desk for just a little bit extra time with you guys.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Those temperatures look great across much of the southeast.
Oh man, I wish I was up north, just a little bit further north, and we'd be right there in that perfect fall weather.
And I love the fact that once you get to the fall conditions, you start to see those leaves change. Beautiful,
Yes,
the
absolutely,
colors.
absolutely. And it's amazing to see the difference in the tree change between Tallahassee and Tampa. I'm
Oh
from
my
Tampa.
gosh,
It's like,
drastic.
wow.
I'm from Tampa too.
Oh, perfect.
I mean, the colors are just beautiful. I love going up north, especially during the fall time.
Fall, of course. But let's get to the tropics.
Tropics.
I got a question for you.
All right, Josh.
When and what was the last hurricane / major hurricane to hit the state of Florida?
I feel like this is like one of our exams we have to take.
Almost.
Almost. Tell me what it is, Josh. Tell me what it is.
I won't believe this. Hurricane Wilma in 2005.
Wow, that was a while ago.
I don't know if you guys remember that. That was a late October major hurricane that kind of merged that trough
I remember
and
that.
brought winds across much of the state of Florida, even up to here into Tallahassee.
That's pretty drastic, especially just the stretch, the extended range that this thing kind of interacted with.
Absolutely.
It was crazy.
And it's amazing to think that we've had so many close calls with Debbie in 2012, Andrea last year,
Right.
Faye in 2008. We canceled our classes. I remember that.
I
one.
remember Faye. I was just thinking the same thing. The schools
Canceled
were
our
closed.
class, they canceled our classes, and then we had Ike in 08, but that was a Texas hurricane.
Right.
So we're still free from hurricanes. And catch this stat. It's been approximately today. 3,252 days since the last hurricane and major hurricane to hit the state of Florida.
That is quite incredible, actually. That's been a very, very, very long time.
And many people will think that we're overdue for a hurricane, but really, in all fairness, most are thinking, we'll take it.
Yeah, especially thinking back to when we had Charlie, all those four that just hit right in the row. I'm okay with that. But let's go ahead and actually send things out to John with our last local.
Nothing tropical anywhere in the Atlantic right now. Actually, the closest storm is all the way closer to China than it is here in the United States. The closest thing to us right now is this cool front coming in from the north and northwest, bringing a couple showers to our northern counties up towards Bainbridge and Cairo. This is going to kind of meander into our area over the next couple of hours. But as we lose the heat of the day, we're really going to lose those storms as well. So don't count on rain if you're here from, let's say, Tallahassee farther eastward, and especially down towards Perry, where this front really won't make it anywhere close to them until the early morning hours tomorrow morning. But those cooler temperatures are starting to work in with that rain cool there in Bainbridge. Cairo also sitting into the mid-70s right now. Temperatures elsewhere are on the mid to upper 80s right now. Down closer to the beach, closer to the upper 80s than they are closer to 80s. But it is feeling a little bit like autumn in those northern counties with that rain showers activity up there, but we're going to return back towards that deeper moisture as we head into the end of the week. And this is why. Well, this is where we're going to start. That cold front is sitting across the Big Bend area right now. There's lots of dry air behind that over Alabama, Mississippi, and much of the upper Mississippi Valley, and that's going to slide off towards the south. This cold front, you can see it parked across our southern counties over the next couple of hours, and this is all going to bring in that cooler and much more drier air as we head into the overnight hours. So those temperatures tomorrow morning could be in the lower 60s again. We start off at 60 degrees here in Tallahassee, and temperatures in the upper 50s this morning in our Georgia counties. This is all going to push down towards the south, and then we're going to see a warm up from the east. And as these winds turn from the north to the east, we're going to see that warm up. But we've got some more dry air locked in behind that cold front. That's going to push in across the Big Bend area as we head into Wednesday and into early Thursday. Before that, deeper moisture, which still is going to sit down across the Gulf of Mexico and central Florida. This is all going to rebound back towards the north as we head in towards the end of the week. But for tonight, we're looking at a couple of showers, mainly dying off by 8 o'clock tonight with the heating of the day. But temperatures are going to fall into the mid-60s across most of the area. A couple of areas could see low 60s across southern Georgia, but really that's going to become less numerous as we head over the next couple of days. Tomorrow's forecast, 86 degrees here in the capital city. Around the area, not much change, but what we will see is a change in storm activity. We're going to see less storms than we saw today, and we really haven't seen a whole lot today either. So we're really going to see the big temperature trend. It's going to be slow climb up towards the end of the week, but really the rain chances are going to be climbing towards the end of the week as well. That game on Saturday is going to be in North Carolina, so we don't have to worry about the rain forecast here in Tallahassee, but we will have to deal with a couple of passing showers as we head into the end of the week. Those temperatures for the morning hours are also going to be on the climb as we head into the weekend hours. Now, I hear we've got a couple more tropical stories.
Yes, sir, that's correct. And usually this time of year, it's relatively quiet.
That's right.
And then late October, we start to watch the Caribbean Sea. We get some late spin-ups. And I mentioned a few. We had Opal in 95.
That's a good one.
And, of course, Wilma from 05, which you mentioned earlier in the show.
Right.
Now, what about fall excites you the most?
Let me tell you, Josh, there's just something about fall when the acorns get to that just perfect size. And I'm not talking about those little, like, puny, little pathetic acorns, like the ones that are, like, I don't know, the size of a dime. I'm talking about the quarter-sized acorns that have the hats. If they don't have the hats, they're just not legit. They have to have the hats.
I'm trying to think of your size. I'm trying to compare it to hailstones, because I can compare those.
You can compare it to hailstones, because I'm thinking that, like any hailstone, a good-sized hailstone is about the size of a nice-sized acorn.
Absolutely, and I remember those hailstones. I've never seen those big hailstones.
You haven't?
I wish I could, but...
Well, I mean, then again, we're from Tampa, you know. The severe weather, that's when we'll start to see more hailstones. But 7-day forecast looking quite nice, like we were saying. Those temperatures will be remaining right below that 90-degree mark.
Absolutely, I'm looking at that, man. But again, remember those low dew points, it heats up fast. So you gotta be careful of that. And of course, you can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/FSU Weather.
Or on Twitter, /FSU Weather once more. Watch us on live stream anytime. If you want to go back and watch yesterday's show or the day before that, go for it.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us tonight. It was an absolute fun show. You learned a lot about the tropics, especially those past hurricanes for Florida. Great stat, by the way. Remember that.
Or about the acorns. Pick up an acorn on your next walk around campus, folks.
Have a great Monday evening. I'm student meteorologist Joshua Rivas.
I'm Nikki Perrini. Good night.